Welcome to today's lower body workout for strength and toning. We're going to start with our warm-up. Just follow along with me as we roll our shoulders, bringing our head forward and back with our shoulder roll. Awesome. Let's take a side step, stepping as wide as you possibly can, really reaching out from your hips. Great. We're just going to really think of lifting in our abs as we are stepping sideways. And we're going to add the arms as we add a small jump from side to side. Getting our full body really warmed up and moving here. Nice. Keep thinking of that lift in the tummy with each warm-up exercise. Here we're imagining that we're doing a little backstroke of our arms, kind of like you're swimming the backstroke. And we're going to reverse that. We're going to do the forward stroke, swimming the forward stroke. And this can be a little bit loose and floppy because right now we're really just warming up, getting our blood flowing and muscles moving. Do a small kick with the feet. You're welcome to straighten your legs. You can also bend the knees here, whatever is preferable for you. This is all just about getting the hips warm, getting the legs warm, getting the blood flowing and the heart beating. This whole thing's for your hips. This next part, we're just going to really focus on the hip socket. So we're really just moving inside of our hip socket right here, focusing on one particular hip socket. I'm doing my right side. Do whatever side you want. You're really just getting inside the socket. Now I'm going to do my left side. Just focusing on your hip sockets. Now here, this is almost going to start to look like a dance. But the whole point of all of this is really just to warm up the insides of our hip sockets. Great job. Just really try to feel inside. Awesome. Now that's really going to warm up our hips for us. Help us engage the rest of our muscles adequately. Now we're thinking of lifting in our tummy, having evenness between our spine and our hips, and then we're going to tuck under and then press back. Tucking under, pressing back. Back, under, back, under. Really using the stomach to pull the tummy when the hips come under, and then really just pressing back. This gives us a chance to really warm up our entire spine, our hips, and even our core. Awesome job. Really open when you reach out and back, and then cave in. Awesome. Just some jumping jacks here. Make sure you're breathing and lifting that tummy as you jump. If you want, you can make some fists as you pull down. And imagine that you're pulling on a really tight rubber band. Really tight. Now we're just going to do a couple jogs in place. Awesome. Keep lifting in that belly. If you want to put your hands there, sometimes I like to do that. I just like to feel the muscles that I'm trying to focus on working. So sometimes I'll put my hands there. If I'm trying to feel my glute muscles working, sometimes I'll even put my hands there. Just depends. So with this lunge variation, we're going to stand with our toe touching our knee and then bring the foot back into our lunge. Trying to get the knee as high as possible. Imagine it reaching for the chest. Use the abs to lift your leg instead of the quad muscle. Sometimes I like to reach back and just feel my hamstring and my glute muscle to make sure that the right muscle is working. Sometimes it looks funny. Some people think that you just look like you're touching your butt, but there's a point to it. The reason is because sometimes when we touch the muscle we're trying to work, it actually helps us draw our attention to that particular muscle. Now you're going to lift, if you can, for these last few, lift up on your toes and do a heel lift. You can't see my feet in this but that's what I'm doing on those last 4. We're just going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing, lifting in the tummy, reaching the knee back, and up, back, and up. Keep your balance. Lunges can be difficult to balance in sometimes. Keeping it nice and steady, lifting in that tummy, making sure that our posture is lifted and tall and strong. Get that knee up to the chest if you can. And on the last 4, you're going to come up on your toes and lift the heel off the ground. And again, you can reach back and touch the muscle if you want to. Sometimes I go back and forth between touching the fronts of my hips, my abs, and also my glute muscles. Here's where we're really lifting that heel off the ground. You'll see me change height, so you'll see that my heel's coming off the ground to lift. Okay, shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it out. Awesome. Okay. After you've shaken it out a little bit and your feet are ready, we're going to take a wide-legged stance. I'm going to step back a little bit so you can really see most of my body here. We're going to do what I call curtsy squats. We're going to step side, tuck the leg behind us, and squat. Tuck the leg, squat, side, squat, side, squat. We're really thinking of lifting our stomach here, lifting the stomach, keeping the chest lifted as much as possible. Really getting into your butt muscles, which are the glute muscles. These are really important muscles in our body. In our culture, we spend a lot of time sitting, and a lot of times our butt muscles are weaker than they should be, and we really need to strengthen them. Makes a huge difference. Keep going. We have a couple more here. Take some nice deep breaths as we finish out. Awesome. Shake it out, shake it out. Shake those legs. Shake the body if you want to. Resituate yourself. We're going to do some squats, a different squat. These are squats with hamstring stretches added. You're going to put your hands on the ground and lift to a stretch and then press back up. So, pressing the hips forward to start, we squat down, put our hands up and lift our legs off the ground and then re-squat. Squat, lift off, squat, press up. Awesome. Lift off, squat, press up. Really lifting through the tummy when you do the hamstring stretch, and then press back up, squat. Really, again, getting really deep into those glute muscles, really working that butt. We really need strong butt muscles if we are going to be able to do a lot of the things we like to do in life. Strong bodies are really important. So it's important to focus on the muscles that tend to be weaker. Those happen to be our glutes and our abs often, at least in our culture. Awesome. Squat and lift. Here's a slightly different view for you. Squat and lift. Squat and pressing up. See how my hips really shift forward when I get to that pressing up position. Right here, we press forward. Squat down. Press off. Squat down. Press it up. Couple more here. And out. Down. Press it up. Awesome. Shake that out. Great job. We're going to come down to the floor and we're going to do just a little foot and hip series. You can just follow along with me. We're going to lift one leg and point the foot, lifting in our tummy as we lift the foot up. You can use the hands to help press your lower back just a little taller. Now you're going to flex and point the foot, keeping the knee very straight. We're really focusing on straight knees here. Really, really focusing on straight knees. And flex and point. Lift, lift. Awesome. Really lifting in those abs, lifting in that back. If you want to touch your abs, You're welcome to do that. It helps bring focus sometimes. Sometimes it also just helps to press your hands against the floor so that you can lift your back off. Continuing to flex and point, flexing and pointing. Beautiful. Awesome. Shake that out. We're going to turn to our side and stretch it out for a second. Reaching forward. Go ahead and bend your knees. And as you get situated, you really want to make sure your feet are directly behind your hips. So if I look behind, it all is in line. Then we're going to lift our feet like a mermaid tail and lift the top leg in our clams. Awesome. Really focus on moving only the hip in the hip socket. Really try not to move any of the upper body. If you want to have both hands on your head like I'm doing here, you're welcome to. But that does take a little bit of extra balance, so if you want to put the top hand down on the ground, you're more than welcome to do that as well. There you go. I know you feel it. We're going to lift up. I'm going to scoot back a little bit again so you can see more of my body. And we're going to lengthen the top leg out, and we're going to flex. You're going to touch the toe and then the heel to the floor. Heel to the floor, toe to the floor. Heel to the floor, toe to the floor. Really important here is to keep the knee straight. If nothing else, knee is straight while the toes and heels are touching the floor. That is a very important piece because it works a very specific muscle. So really just think of the really straight knees. Straight knees. You can see on my face that I feel it. I'm sure you feel it too. Reach out and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can reach your arm out over your head if you are able, and that really helps us also get an extra stretch through our abs. Now we're going to bring the other foot in front and lift the underneath leg, and we're going to do the same type of movement that we did with the top leg. So you're going to lift that leg and just pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's challenging for sure. I can feel it. Great job. We're just switching to the other side now here. I'm obviously very tired. I can really feel this workout. It's a good one. Lift those feet to the ceiling, and we're going to lift. 2, just lifting that top knee. The bottom knee stays put. And again, if it's too much to bring both hands off the ground, you can keep the top one touching the ground to help you balance. Great job. Keep it going. You've got this. We're getting close to the end of our set now, so really just push through. Keep opening and closing, really lifting in the tummy and straighten the leg. We're going to go ahead and do this in the reverse from the last time. You're just going to use that bottom leg, and we're going to lift, pulse that leg, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Keep going. Awesome. All right, now we're going to reach the top leg out on this side. Flex the foot and heel, toe, varying as we reach for the ground. Each part of our foot reaches for the ground at a different time. Our knees are very, very straight here, and we do heel to the floor, toe to the floor, heel to the floor, toe to the floor. There we go. I bet you feel it. I definitely feel it. Awesome. You guys are incredible. You're so close. Reaching out, just a little last pulse. Pulsing up. Reach away if you'd like. Reaching, really lifting through those sides. Here's an up-close look. Sometimes I like to put my hand on my hip to really feel it working. And you're done! Yeah, awesome job.